Hello everyone, I'm Cloud and welcome to Anime no Mi. Today, continuing with the One Piece videos, we will talk about a new transformation of Luffy. By having the Gomu Gomu no Mi in almost perfect control of Haki, Luffy was able to develop very powerful forms that help him during the confrontation, managing to adapt to all types of confrontations. However, his 3 Gear 4 forms were insignificant compared to Kaido's massive power, which managed to defeat Luffy several times with ease even in his Gear 4 form. But a long time ago, a theory has been emerging about Luffy's new form, a form that will possibly be able to defeat Kaido, being Gear 4 or 5 Tigerman, the last form that Luffy managed to acquire during the time skip. In today's video we are going to talk about the Gear Tigerman's theory of existence, where this theory came from and how Luffy would be able to defeat Kaido and his pirates through this transformation. And I count on your help to leave your like in the video to support the channel. I also hope you subscribe if you're still new here and leave your comments saying your opinions and what the next videos you want to see here on the channel. Now let's go to the video. Guys, after the Battle of Marineford, Luffy saw that he wasn't strong enough to save anyone, not even his crewmates, so with Rayleigh he spent 2 years training, so that he and his crew could get together again and then continue their journey to achieve their dreams and also find One Piece. His training was very intense because Rayleigh pressured Luffy so that he could awaken his Haki. After several trainings, Luffy was able to moderately dominate his 3 types of Haki. However, he didn't stop training, basing his gear along with Haki, so he started to develop a new technique by possessing the Gomu Gomu no Mi that turns his body completely into rubber, even his organs. Luffy was able to create the Gear 4. During his training he fights 4 giant beasts to make his training more effective, and through the abilities of these beasts, he was able to develop the forms he would use in Gear 4. Initially Luffy fought a giant blue gorilla. Fans theorized that through this training with that large animal, he was able to create the Gear 4 bound man by copying the fighting style. In this form Luffy coats his entire body with Haki that is different from what he used before. Luffy also inflates his body completely, increasing his body and belly. In this transformation Luffy can retract his body parts, causing them to gain a lot of speed after ceasing to retract, so he can land several powerful and fast punches. This technique allows him to stretch his body even more, even managing to change the direction of his fists, managing to chase his enemy easily. While in this form, Luffy's body becomes more elastic than usual. He can't even stay still on the ground. When he touches a surface his body starts bouncing across several surfaces. The only way he has to manage to reduce this disadvantage a little is by kicking the air with a high speed like Sanji, allowing Luffy to remain practically flying. While flying, Luffy can move quickly, using his legs to quickly kick. He moves like a rocket, easily reaching his enemies. Another downside is that even though Luffy is very strong in this form, it's practically useless against characters that have high resistance like Kaido and Big Mom. During his confrontation against these 2 Yonko, Luffy couldn't even hurt them, and with just 1 punch from Kaido and Big Mom they managed to completely defeat Luffy, showing that brute strength in this way was not enough to defeat powerful enemies. After training and mastering the fighting style of that giant animal, Luffy gets the bound man form, and then Luffy would have trained against the giant crocodile. After this training he managed to acquire the snakeman form. Even though this form has a snake name, it is worth remembering that both are reptiles, so even though they were different animals, Luffy managed to learn through the fight against the crocodile a technique that has a snake name, and just like it, Luffy's body can acquire similar techniques. Unlike the bound man form that makes Luffy big, making him an easier target to hit, the snakeman form Luffy gets taller and a little thin. Just like in the previous form he can't stand still. However, he doesn't have the ability to kick the air to keep himself in balance, but the effects that make his body bounce around is a little smaller, so he can perfectly control his movement while bouncing. In this form, Luffy achieves even greater speed and improves his reflexes, allowing him to hit enemies even if they have advanced Kenbunchiko Haki, as his movements become unpredictable. Katakuri possessed advanced Kenbunchiko Haki, and based on his enemy's movements, he was able to shape his Machi Machi no Mi, making attacks unable to touch him, resembling a Logia. But as he could practically predict the future, he could dodge attacks even if his opponent was using Busashoko Haki. Initially during the conflict with Luffy he was able to easily dodge his attacks, thus managing to knock Luffy down, but after Luffy demonstrated his Gear 4 Snakeman the fight changed completely. Even using Kenbunchiko Haki along with his Machi Machi no Mi, it became useless against Luffy's new transformation, as he was able to unleash quick and unpredictable attacks on Katakuri, making him unable to dodge his attacks. After training with the Great Crocodile, Luffy trained with the Great Lion. Through him Luffy learns Gear 4 Tank Man. There are several meanings for Oda to use the lion associated with this form. The first would be that the lion has an extended meaning that permeates between devotion, defense, tenderness and praise, and this defense is used to create a form that is entirely focused on defense. Another possibility is that the lion is always responsible for the defense of the group, so he would be the defense that protects his family. family. There are several ways to interpret this transformation, but these two mentioned above may be the ones that should demonstrate the reason why Oda chose the lion to represent the Tankman form. In this form, Luffy swells up completely, becoming practically a ball, and as in previous forms his body is completely covered by Busashoku Haki, only his chest is uncovered, showing his X-shaped scar. In this form, Luffy has a very high resistance, being able to easily repel any attack from his opponent as his body still remains rubber when pressed by some physical blow from an enemy. However, if the punch is very powerful, Luffy is able to trap his opponent's arm inside his belly, even able to cover practically his enemy's entire body with his rubber body. After managing to cover a large part of his enemy's body, he can then pressurize his body to return to its normal Tankman form, causing the enemy to be ejected away with a giant pressure. However, just like the standard weakness of his Gomu Gomu no Mi, he can still be injured by swords if his opponent's Busashoku Haki is much stronger than his own, making him even more an easy target to strike. Finally, we see Luffy training with a red-haired tiger with a size a little larger than a normal tiger, but among the animals he showed himself to be the smallest even if he was standing. We haven't seen Luffy using this transformation yet, maybe because it's not quite ready yet and because he doesn't have as much control over it, or because he's been waiting for the right moment for him to use it. Because the form has not yet been revealed, many say that because it is a tiger and all forms end with the name man, it may be that this form will be called Gear 4 Tigerman, giving Luffy skills and techniques similar to a tiger, starting with his great heightened sense, even having a very advanced natural sense, and having Kenbunchaku Haki. These senses can be much more powerful. It can be a form in which it is based on its Kenbunchaku Haki, allowing it to be able to perfectly predict the movements of its opponent, making all powerful attacks that could hit it be deflected with ease. With this great sense, Luffy's fighting style could resemble Katakuri's, causing his body to change as attacks came towards him, making him able to dodge any blow. In addition to the incredible advanced sense, Luffy would also achieve incredible speed, being able to even be more skilled than previous forms, allowing him to get around much faster, being able to land a lot more punches in such a short time, an amount of punches superior to what he used at the end of the fight against Lucci. But in this form there can be two weaknesses. First would be the low resistance, depending only on his basic defense and his Busashoku Haki, because his body will not be completely swollen so that he can gain speed, the blows would have more effect. Another disadvantage that I foresee is also his low physical strength, because that way it may not allow him to retract his limbs so that he can deliver punches with pressure, thus making them stronger. In addition, in this form it may not allow he to swell individual limbs to be able to deliver heavy punches, as this would impair your movement during combat, which could be a good opportunity for the enemy to attack. There is a lot of possibility that Luffy will use this transformation in the fight against Kaido, because he is currently his biggest obstacle. He won't be able to fulfill his dream of being able to find One Piece with Kaido still alive, causing big problems. So during the end of the confrontation between them, where Kaido will finally fight with all his strength, we will probably see Luffy then using this form. Now that his Haki has improved incredibly, he can fight Kaido equally. Because Kaido uses only his brute strength to attack Luffy, he will be able to defeat him due to his great speed that he will obtain with this form, and will also be able to dodge almost all of Kaido's punches due to his enhanced senses. Even if this form is not incredibly strong, Luffy will still be able to utilize the Haki techniques he has learned, such as internal destruction, emission, and the new Hashika Haki technique. So there really is a good chance that Luffy will use the Tigerman form during his fight against Kaido. Well guys, the video is ending here. I would like your opinion on the video. Will the Tigerman form be Luffy's strongest form? When will this transformation appear? Will Luffy be able to defeat Kaido with it? Leave your opinion in the comments. Thanks to all of you for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed the content and information in today's video. We hope that we will always continue together talking about the news of the anime and the manga. So comment your doubts, news, or what you think will happen in the anime in the future. Also comment on the new videos you want to see here on the channel. We'll see you again in the next video. I'll wait for you here. Bye.